All right, this is the part 2 for the cloud formation, which is the important tools help you to do the infrastructure as a code. In the previous class, let's get like a quick review for previous lesson. So I did a small project which is included, I will show you very quick, which is included one VPC. And this VPC, the name for this VPC, it is VPC1. As you can see here, we have a VPC1 here, and as well we have a subnet. I have two subnet, net and net1 and net2. Let me make net2 exactly the same net1. I can do the capital here, net. All right, so I have two subnet as well here, and this, the third subnet, actually is created by a CloudFormation engine. And I need to show you something really very important as well. Remember the subnet created in or under availability zone. You can see the availability zone here. This availability zone is very important in the code, because when we deployment the code from region to another region, most of the time the availability zone name is different, so be careful. We will see that one, or we will see that issue or that point when we deployment the code in a different region later on. All right, just need to make sure you know the availability zone, how to create or how to choose the availability zone. Again, when you put in the name for the subnet and the VPC, you can see here availability zone. You can find it which availability zone based the region. This names for availability zone is not the same. It is different from region to another. All right. Then we create as well route table. We put it like route table here for the two subnet here. I think here, yes, we can see this 40 and go to the internet gateway, and we had as well internet gateway, as you can see here. And as well we create two EC2. Let's see, I have two EC2 as well. Yeah, here in EC2 I have two computer or two server, each server in different subnet. You can see the first one, the IP address 10.10.10. I guess the second one here first, the IP address 10.10.10.2, subnet 2 actually, and the second one 10.10.10.1, which is the first subnet. How about the first computer or the first machine here, which is the IP 10.10.10.165, as you can see here, and this is the public IP. We're gonna use it, the public IP. This is the CloudFormation. This is we created from the from the first part, last class. You can see how we create the CloudFormation. Right now, I will get a copy here. We will start to pull up all the configuration. Just now I show you VPC, subnet, internet gateway, route table, 2, EC2, everything we pull up as a code. How can do that? I go to the I copy the public IP of the CloudFormation machine or engine, I call it. Then I copy that guy. I go here. Then I put it HTTPS and paste the IP. They say this is not secure or something like that. There is no certificate. I just say accept the risk and continue. They asked me for the user. It was user cloud-user. And the password here, I think the password is if you forgot the username and password like this, like here, so how can see the username? I guess we can go to the CloudFormation here. Remember, we created the CloudFormation and the machine information here. So when you click to the machine or to the computer here, then we go to the you go to the parameter. So in the parameter you can see this is the username. So I just copy the username. Again, I need to access here. This is the correct username and the password. All right. So when I access to the CloudFormation, you can see this is the option to help you to create the template based to what we have. What I mean, you can see here the first thing they say, hey, what the template you need to create from which region. So because all my small project in Ohio, then I just select Ohio here. If you have a different project you need to pull up, you have to select in which region first. So I just put it in Ohio. This is a very important option. Then I create template. All right. After that, they will ask you here for the template information. You can put it whatever information, and if you don't need to more specific here, you just need to select all the resources in this account. You can copy everything, but right now I don't want this option. I'm gonna go with the continue here. They ask me for DNS. Do you need any DNS here? Health check, or I have some domain they call IP360.net domain. I use it for my students. I don't want this right now. I just say continue. They ask me VPC. I have two VPC. Which one you want? When you put it the mouse, you can see the information here. This is the VPC one, and the second one for the CloudFormation. I don't want this, so I just select the first option. Continue. Then I've got here the VPC subnet. You can see I have two subnet here. When I put the pointer here, you can see this is net 2, and you can see here as well net 1. Yeah, interesting. I need those. How about the internet gateway? Yes, I need this one, IGW01. And how about the DHCP option? I leave it default here. Then I just continue. Then after that, they ask me, do you want to do the access list? I'll remove that because I don't need any access list. And how about the route table? If you remember the route table, when I put the mouse here, I see my subnet there, 10.10.0.0/16, and pointing to the default for 0.0.0.0/0 with the internet gateway. All right, I need that route table. Then I just continue here. Then after that, they ask you for load balance. If you have a load balance, elastic IP address, which is the public IP address. If you have an internet or network interface, I don't have CloudFront. I don't have those options. I just continue. Management services, I don't have. Management configuration as well, I don't have. I just keep going here. All right, here they ask you which EC2 instance you need. I have two EC2 instance. I will select it, both of them. And when you put the pointer here, you can see the information about each EC2. Just see the first line, image ID. This is very important option. When the code is come up, there is something they call image ID. Be careful, you need to consider the image ID if you need the same code implement or deploy to different region, because the image ID from region to another will be different. All right, we will see that in deployment part. All right, I say continue here, and after that they ask me about the storage. I just keep going next, and they ask me for storage configuration. I don't have anything special. Application services like quality of service, like notification topic, I don't streaming. I just say continue. I don't have any special right now. Security group. Security is very important. If you just keep to select what the security group you have it, this is not going to work in different regions. So you need to select the default security group as well. Default security group should be always there. So without security group default, you're going to have some error when deploying this code or the result from CloudFormation. We will see just now. To the another region, we will see a lot of errors. So you need to select the default. Okay, continue here. Then after that, they ask you for operational. I don't have as well anything. Continue. They give you some summary here. Then after that, you see the code. Continue. Then boom, you see the code here in front of you. This is the code. This is the important part, guys. So I will copy that guy here. This is very, very important code here, as you can see here. Then after that, copy. I go here to create text file. Then in the text file here, I just copy paste. This is the code here. This is the important code here. Based to the small project, which is, and you created that small project in your hand, and you created the VPC, you created the subnets, you created the EC2. So I believe the code will be very, very clear for you. Let's try here. So you can see the first part is a template, which is give you the idea about your VPC. You see, this is the name for your VPC. So if you change, or if you want to change the VPC name, please change here. If you need to change the subnet, you can see here. You see now, when you create the project, then when we pull up that project, the code is very clear for you. The code is based to the JSON here, Java platform, but will be very easy for you again, because this is everything you already created in your hand. And by the way, whatever you want to create it through the GUI in AWS, you can pull up in this way, then you can see how will be look like. So you can see this is the subnet, the wireless subnet here, and this is the VPC name, as you can see here. And you can see as well, this is the VPC ID. All right, so the first part is the VPC. Cool. The second part, as you can see, it is the subnet. You see, this is the subnet, net2, and this is the default, the subnet. You can see here 10.10.2, right? This is the availability zone. This is very important. This is, you have to consider when you need to implement this code to another region. We will see in the next class, if you need to implement this code, which is from Ohio, you need to deploy in Singapore, you need to deploy in North Virginia, you need to, in any region, you have to consider, you have to follow exactly the same availability zone up there. All right, so this is the subnet 2, which is net 01, and you can see here the subnet IP, and you can see the availability zone. Here look like both subnet in same availability zone, US East 2B, which is the default in Ohio. All right, so if you need to change it up there, yeah, no problem, but you have to know maybe US West, maybe here in another region, here US East. So just consider this point very important as well. All right, here the internet gateway, as you can see IGW here, and you can see this is the internet gateway with the internet gateway ID as well. Internet option, which is the DHCP. I need to consider here some very important point here. When you change the availability zone here, so you can see the same availability zone, it is as a domain for DHCP. So DHCP option, I mean. So make sure when you change the availability zone, you have to change the DHCP domain name option accordingly. All right, another part here as well, they call route table. This is the code of route table. I believe all those options really help you to understand certainly the information about the coding, and I believe this is the start point to understand the code in the cloud. Another option here, or this option actually, is for instance information here. There is important point in instance. You remember I say about image ID? Yeah, this is the image ID. The image ID is different between region to another. So what I mean, if I go to the CloudFormation here, if I go to the EC2 here, I'm in Ohio. If I go to the create the EC2 or create launch to the instance, launch a new instance, for example. So you can see the first option they call image. Yeah, this one, image type. It's not image type, actually they call image ID. You can see AMI. You can see the number 529. Okay, so 0DACB at the end 529. Let's go to the different region. For example, I will go to the Oregon. So when I go to different region here, I can see different ID. I can see different AMI. You can see this is a different AMI. So be careful as well when you use the code from region to another and consider the option of image ID. You can see is a different 0C6. Let me back very quick to the Ohio. My code up there. So you can see this is, you have to consider, you have to follow exactly the same image ID. Because my two instance using the same image ID, which is Linux, I believe, I suspect the same number will be in another portion here. We can see here the same number here. They call image ID here. So be careful again when you implement this code from region to another region, because most of the image ID will be variable, will be changed. All right. As well, instance type. I guess instance type is also all the same. Here another tricky point as well when you do when implement this code from region to another. The key name. This is they call a key name when you try to access the EC2. So if you need to do this code to different region, please remove this guy. You have to remove this one, okay? Because unless you receive a lot of error. Yeah, this is pretty much all the important point in the code with our simple project here. Again, this option is for EC2.1. I guess this one EC2.1, doesn't matter. And this is the code for EC2 or instance 2. Okay. So you can see is referred to the group. This is the security group. All right, so the last portion here, it is the security group. You can see this is a default security group. They call SG default. This is default. And this is my specific security group. Might be when you push this script or this code to another region, might be have also issue when you have a specific security group. That's why you can delete this guy. Actually, you can delete both of them. This is 1 and this is 2, and keep it default, and we can play with the default, no problem. All right, so the rest of it is just like a normal default gateway here, route table. I guess this is for route for the CloudFormation. So this is all the rest information is default, and this is pretty much all the information about this simple code. And I believe this is like a fundamental of the infrastructure of the code. All right, the code now in front of you. Now, how to implement this code? If you change the some information here and implement the code here in Ohio, there is no any issue. It will be very, very easy. But if you implement this code to different region with a different availability zone, let's say in West, and you are in East, you suspect some problem, some issue related to availability zone, related to the image ID, security group, or related to that as well the key name or name key for the access to the EC2. So you have to understand and consider those points. Now the code in front of you, let's do deployment for this code in the same region and deployment in a different region, and we will see what will happen. So let's implement this code in the same region first in Ohio, and after that we will see what will happen. Then we will implement this code in different region as well and see what is the challenge, what is the information need to deal with.